So,
Okay,
um, retail
alright.
on.
Alright, the quote I wanna suggest about the Tankery community has of reasons. So, ever since me and Hypnotic left that community, there were several reasons to the suggestion of why I left it, including Hypnotic himself.
I mean,
Hypnotic's reasons were being kept private due to, well, classified reasons and personal. Um, the community itself was extremely toxic and extremely, the admins were very inactive and they did zero crap to fix their entire.
and
They
very
did
racist.
zero things. They did absolutely nothing to stop anyone from being racist in the community. Some community members were breaking rules even at some degree, and that wasn't even dealt with. Even BP was promised by Greg that they would fix this issue, but it was never fixed. The game itself with the balancing system is absolutely broken. The Leopard 1 Indian Panther have too much penetration and too much muzzle velocity, pretty much making them into laser pointers at some degree.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
other part that I want to talk about as well is the E100's reverse speed. It is garbagely terrible. Like, absolutely terrible for a heavy tank that size. I mean, it's a super heavy tank, yes. They're supposed to be that bad, but it isn't going to be super bad to a severe degree that it'll be impossible to back up. And finally, the one thing about Hypnotic is he suffered 4 years in that community. The reasons are kept private as well. If you want more information to know about it, you have to ask me in person. Unless I say yes, then I can. If no, then it's no. In other words, what if?
Yeah, so basically, the first thing I think we should start with about all the problems with Tankery and the Discord, well, with the Tankery Discord, is that Tankery Discord is disgustingly racist. They are
Very
beyond bad. Like, it is gotten so
yeah.
bad. I don't even know why I'm still, staying in it. I mean, you obviously don't know the answer. The reason why I'm staying in it is to, give information to you guys. But to be honest, it is ridiculously bad. And the fact that Greg has just basically, turned over and died and just basically said, forget this, I'm not doing Tanker anymore, I don't want anything to do with Discord, that is worrying. That is very, very concerning.
And to speak of, this is what's paying his bills, aren't?
To be honest, he's gotten to this point where he's going, he's thinking, right, I'm getting enough money from Roblox. I don't need to do to update Tank anymore. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. The the
But like, I understand. Like, this community has just gone off rails, and generally we can't. I can't fix anything. Like,
right. So, um, things we should fix. So, what is the first thing that you're gonna fix that we should work towards to fix?
well, first of all, we need to work towards the community. The community needs to be fixed first, and then you can fix your game second, because the community has been ignored for an extremely long time.
Cool. We need to work with the community. So that's a good step. If we work with the community, if we interact with the community, and we ask them what their main concerns are. My main concern for the health of the game is that the level 1 and the Indian Panther need a heavy nerf. They need a big nerf. I mean, the level 1 has been over buffed. It hasn't just been buffed, it's been ridiculously buffed. Do you, I mean, I even talked to you about it. What was it, last week or the week before? And I talked to Greg about it, and he said, "Oh, don't worry. I'll see what I can do." It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And it hasn't been
2 weeks.
fixed.
I mean, it doesn't take 2 weeks to change some code. It really doesn't. It will take what, a day, 2 days. Um,
Yeah, we know Greg is extremely one-man person doing this project. If you have the spare time to, please do it. But like, if you're not explaining yourself properly, that you're not doing the game, then just kill your game. There is no point
so
there and keeping it open. If
yeah, so Greg, if you're watching this, basically what we're saying is that you either work on your game or shut down your game. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't keep the game running and not update it. Because all of your original players have left because you have been updating. Well, you've been nerfing the wrong tanks and buffing the wrong tanks. You've nerfed. When you updated the E100's turret, it was. It was. It was, sort of like a. It was more of a nerf than a buff. The turret, of course, it shipped up the mouse, and everybody was like happy. They were like, "Oh yeah, we got the mouse turret and all." And then the realism started to kick in. Like this was a bad buff. This was bad. This was badly worked. The reverse speed wasn't even buffed. The gun, yes, I have to agree. The gun is so much better, but everything else just stayed the same. Really. I mean, it was still the same slow lumbering tank, and then Greg added in the physics rework. It's just nothing anymore. I mean, when you turn slightly, the tank drops speed dramatically. So
I want to display a bit of a thing about the older original members that are around the corner. Hypnotic left for several reasons, except for one point he was being shit talked by the community in actual reality. He was being shit talked by a map maker, which is just insanely ridiculous
that
and
is
kills
disgusting.
nothing.
That is disgusting. To be honest. Hypnotic. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. And to be honest,
Like my personal relationship with Hypnotic, he's entirely chill. He's just a chill person. He just does what he does in love.
yeah,
But ever since he was shit talked by the entire community, especially Redneck, things started to change around, and he had really no choice to leave the actual.
I don't know what kicked off this toxic, horrible kind of, wave throughout the community, but it's completely envelops the Discord, and some of the things they say is disgusting. Ever since Greg has not bothered to, keep it in check, and ever since the real moderators and admins left, it's gone to hell. It has really gone to hell. And I'm not even sure if the Discord can be saved, to be honest. It's gotten that bad. Um,
The only way
so,
you're ever going to fix the Discord is either you're going to have to hire new admins and moderators to actually moderate the actual Discord, the ones that are actually active and actually know what they're doing, or you can just shut down the Discord entirely and kill your entire.
I mean, Greg obviously doesn't work on the game anymore. He works on other stuff. He works on other games and all that. He uploads videos of other games and all that. To abandon such a successful game is heartbreaking. To drill the game into the ground is heartbreaking. I feel like he deliberately made the game worse before leaving it. The game was so much better. Yes, it was laggy. He fixed the lag. I applaud him for that. He fixed the lagging problems. But then it started to go downhill. He started to release updates that were not necessary or were not needed in the game yet. People were asking for tanks. He was denying left, right, and center. I think that's also what pushed most people away. Of course, when this game got featured, I think that's what sealed the deal. When his game got featured, that sealed the deal. And
I
that's,
have one more word to say. Sorry to interrupt,
of course,
but I have just one, two more words to say about the community itself. But Greg, if you're hearing this message from me completely and entirely, if you do not fix your community, you do not fix your game, if you do not listen to your actual community members that are trying to do something to at least help your community, then you might as well just shut down, leave, or just entirely abandon yourself here as your entire game. You can abandon it entirely and just work in RGBA, because that is also your other project that I know for sure that you're working on. That's all I could say as of right now, and I really wish that you understand completely that your entire community is relying on you right now. Like, everyone is looking at you like a bad person.
yeah. So, everybody's, Greg, if you really are watching this video, and I really do hope that you're watching this video because you need to open your eyes. You need to wake up to the reality that people really want this game to be updated. They want new tanks in the game. They want the original tanks to be buffed. The Leopard 1 needs a nerf. I mean, stupid 288mm pen. That's horrific. I think all the tanks need to have their pen rearranged. So there's used, for example, the T110E5 needs to have 257mm pen, I think it is. The E100, 264mm pen, I think it is. That is the historical pen. But I honestly think that, rearranging the penetration, calculation of the game needs to change. He needs to change every single tank. Because this is stupid. I mean, getting YOLO penned by a leopard from the other side of the map is not funny. It is not funny. When you try and angle your turret against something like a Century Mark III in an E100 and he pens your turret, that's not funny. It is not fun anymore. Greg, seriously, it is not fun anymore. It's not funny. It's not clever. People are getting sick and tired of this. You need to man up, come back to your game, fix it, and then you will probably be surprised that people will start to come back and they will start spreading the word saying, oh yeah, hey, he fixed this game, he came back, he listened to his community, well, what is left of his community. He didn't forget about us. But if you are going to go down this dark road where you're just going to, carry on abandoning your successful games just because you want money from them, you might as well just completely quit game making altogether and just, go and work in a real job. Because, to be honest, you are being selfish. Very selfish. You're being very selfish. You are not listening to your community. You are bluffing them off. You're kind of like the big broom, and your community and the people that play your game are like the dust, and you sweep your community, the dust, under the carpet, and you forget about them, and that is bad. That just shows that you don't care, that you don't have a heart. It's sad. It's sad. It honestly is. Anything else you need to say, dear Saul? So you might a bit quiet, DSR.
Project balance was entirely terrible, and generally the amount of racism was awful.
Yeah, I mean, it is so sad to see such a successful community engage just crumble before our eyes. I mean, uh, it's just, I don't know.
I mean, during the 2018-17 days, those community days were absolutely fun. They were amazing. The community was interactive. We were all having fun at a consistent rate, and even to a certain degree, we were even having fun servers. And there was even one time a whole server had E100s completely in one entire server.
Yeah,
Those days are gone.
yeah, and then I think it was like, late 2018, early 2019. That's when it started to turn ugly. It started to turn ugly really quick. And I think it was like early to mid 2019. That's when Hypnotic left, and then mid to late 2019. That's when you left the Discord DSR, I believe. Um, I mean, of course, I'm still part of the Tankery community. I have people all the time. Sorry about that. That's my brother in the background. Um, I have people all the time. They're mostly my subscribers. They keep on saying, "Leave the Tankery community. Leave the community. Just leave it." And I keep on saying, "I'm not going to leave it because I want to see what happens. I want to see if he comes back and he mans up and he actually listens to his community. If he doesn't, that obviously shows who he really is. And it is so sad that he abandons such a successful game. It could have been the Roblox version of World of Tanks. It could have been. It could have been. But he decided to leave it. If he comes back after seeing this video, that's going to be awesome. What he
At
does
this moment,
next is
I'm
not
going
in
off
our
to make
control.
Mexico. Sorry about that. But yeah, please everyone, I want you all to know that I'm going.
So, yeah, that's where we are. So, Craig, if you're watching this video, you've heard DSR's concerns. You've heard my concerns for many a months. You haven't acted upon them. Other people have, been concerned about the game. They've talked about the concerns. You still haven't listened. And now you're on to other. This is what I can't understand. This is what is completely unbelievable. You have moved on to other projects, and you keep on saying to me, I keep on saying, nerf the level 1, nerf the Indian Panther, nerf the penetration of the T125, fix the E100. You keep on saying, yeah, I'll do that. A month down the line, nothing. Nothing. And then suddenly, boom, boom, video comes up with your new project, and you lie. You lie, and you lie, and you lie. Sooner or later, these lies are going to come back to bite you back. And the community is just getting tired of it. They really are. They're getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of it. I believe the Tankery community, I'm not even going to talk about them anymore because something is disgusting what happens there. I'm not going to go into detail because some of it is horrifically disgusting. And I'm not going to go into it. I recommend you not join the Tankery community. If you get an invite to the Tankery community, do not join it. You'll be swallowed into a world of darkness. But in all honesty, I honestly think there's two ways. And Greg, you need to listen. If you watch this video, you need to listen right now. Two ways. One, you come back, you act like a man, you listen to your community, you fix the game. Or 2, close down the game. Shut it down. Shut down the game. Because you obviously don't care. Shut the game down. Of course, loads of people could be upset. But it's a game that is failing. It is a game that is failing. You haven't updated it since, and I quote, since the 22nd of December 2019. It's now the 28th of the 1st, 2020. It's been over a month since you last updated the game. Now, the last update wasn't an update really. It was not an update. All we did was it was for Christmas. That's all. And that is, I honestly think this update here was is going to be the last ever update for this game. It's either somebody else takes command of this game and actually, cares, not just for the money, but for the people, or Greg, close your game down because you obviously don't care. You obviously don't care. So this is me, the Arder's Moth. Don't forget to check out my Patreon. Don't forget to check out my Discord. I mean, it's had. If we just refresh the page, 9,869,506 visits. It's got 78,248 favourites. That used to be over 100,000 favourites. Well, about, 3 months ago? It's gone down to 78,000. Greg, this shows that your game's dying. I mean, 69 people playing right now. That used to be, a couple months ago, that used to be nearly 200, sometimes over 200 people playing. Your game's dying, man. Because you ain't doing anything. You're not acting upon what the people want. The people want a game that works. Seriously, the people want a game that works. So anyway, I'm gonna be, ending this video now. And Greg, if you want to get nasty, then get nasty. But I mean, you need to man up. You need to man up big time. Because you've left such a successful game in ruins. It's a game in ruins. It's a game where some tanks are power creeps, some tanks are underpowered. Some tanks don't even have a purpose in the game anymore. Some of your admins and moderators have left because, I haven't talked to them, but in my eyes, they probably feel like they, don't feel wanted anymore. Or it's either, they don't feel wanted anymore, or it's, they've gotten sick and tired of, not being listened to. So, they've said, bye-bye. If we actually look at the Tankery Discord right now, how many members are in here? Okay, there's 2, 5, 7, 8, 9. So that's what, 102, 5, 7, 8, 9. So what, that's 156, 9. That's 165 members. I don't know, but that was there were more. A couple months ago, there were more map contributors. There were more moderators. There were more admins. There was up to 6 admins. There were loads of moderators. There were loads of map. There's no more. That's online. And then offline. Offline is another what? Let's have a look. Wait, look. He's right here. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I mean, this has to stop. It has to stop now. It's either you shut down your game, or you listen to your community, you man up, you listen to what they want, and if you don't, shut down your game because you can't leave the game running forever. It's eventually the scripts are going to start to break. They're going to start to break because you're not there to look after them. It's a bit like, for example, say you abandon a stone bridge. Right. Imagine your game as that stone bridge. If you don't repair that bridge, it's going to start to crumble over time. It's going to start to get worn down. Bits are going to start falling off. It's going to start to get old. Things like that. Your game is like that, where, it's ever so slowly starting to show that it's not being loved. There is nothing there supporting it anymore. And it's on a lifeline. It's on basically it's on a time limit. Right, and that's counting down. That timer is counting down to destruction. You need to reset that timer, and the only way you can reset that timer is by actually looking at the game and either 1, updating and fixing it, or 2, shutting it down. You can't leave it as it is, because otherwise it's going to start to get really bad. Like, scripts are going to start to break, tanks are going to start to not work, people are going to start to get really angry, and, they're going to start lashing out at you because you've abandoned them. You've abandoned a game that works, and you expect people to be okay with it? God, man. So anyway, I'm going to be signing out. This is the Ardrich Moth. If you want to talk to me, come to my Discord and I'll talk to you. Please don't be rude on the Discord. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.